Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, Why Are Humans Like This? In today's video, I'm going to talk about another case that I cannot forget about. Back in 2013, a young beautiful girl named Cherish Perrywinkle was in Dollar General shopping with her mother and her other two younger sisters when a old creepy man approached them offering to buy them clothes. I guess the mother was poor and she could not afford to buy any clothes. The sex offender's name is Donald James Smith and the mother's name is Rain Perrywinkle. So Donald, the child molester, offered to take them to Walmart. So the mother decided it was a good idea to get in his big white creepy van and he drove them to Walmart. They shopped for about 2 hours and then he offered to buy McDonald's. So it was only Cherish who the mom let walk over to McDonald's in the Walmart. But instead of actually going to the McDonald's, which I think was actually closed, he walked out of the store with her. He took her to his white van and drove off. I believe he took her to like behind a church and he sexually assaulted her and then he strangled her to death and discarded her body, I believe, in some type of water, river, or a lake or something like that. And they did not find her until the next day. So as you can see, that was a very tragic story. If you have never heard that story before, it's awful. You know, it's been 13 years now since Cherish has been, not here anymore. And it didn't need to happen. I'm not going to try to bash the mom too hard because I'm a single mom, so I can relate in that situation. Being a single mom is very hard. You're overwhelmed, you're overstimulated, and a lot of times you don't have the funds. But I will say, as a mother, that's when you have to be even more vigilant because all those things are coming at you. There are people who are going to try to take advantage of you because they know that you're in a vulnerable situation. So even if the mom was going to take the money from the man, she was going to take the help from the predator, she should have been vigilant enough to stay with her daughter the entire time. I hate that in 2013 that she allowed herself to let her guards down. She got way too comfortable. But that's what predators do. They groom you, they groom the child, they get you at your low point. So it's like it was so much coming at her at the same time. Then she had her two other children. So he knew exactly what he was doing. So 100% of the blame goes on the predator, but the mom does have to take accountability. And from what I've heard, she lost custody of her other two daughters. It's been many years now. I don't know what has happened, what is different, but I do know that the father of Cherish, from what I've learned, they were in custody court and they didn't feel that Cherish's mother was, a fit mom and the father should have had her. And it basically shows that she was unfit because even though she was their mother, even though I guess she thought she was doing her best, she was not, financially able to support her daughter because she was vulnerable in a situation to allow somebody to distract her from her priorities. So even though she was doing her best trying to support her daughter by buying them clothes and getting them food, she should have been there the entire time. But again, majority of the blame goes onto the predator. He took advantage of her. So I can't, like I said, beat her down too hard, but the court obviously made a mistake because the father was trying to fight for custody and he was trying to cite that she was an unfit mother and they made a poor decision. A lot of times family court, they can make poor decisions. There's times when they're giving the custody to the wrong parent. They're doing what they think, I guess, the child needs and they're trying to be fair or whatever. But it's not about being fair. It's about doing what's in the best interest of the child. A lot of times the court system gets it wrong. I'm sure to this day the mother has never lived this down. I'm sure she has, had so much agony about it. I don't know all the details of her life, but I really hope that she lived to regret that. And I hope she chose not to have any more children because to have a child, you have to be financially there. You have to be mentally there. It's not easy. And I think many people, if they could do it over again, they would have done things differently. And I can speak for myself, but unfortunately as a parent, you only get one chance. Literally, you better lose yourself in the moment. You own it. You never let it go. You only get one shot. Okay, I'm copying Eminem, but you only get one shot at parenting. You have to get it right. You have to protect your children at all costs. I would rather put myself in harm's way than to put my children in harm's way because it's not their fought that they were born. So, you know, the mother, you got to give her grace, whatever she was going through. At the same time, she chose the life of a mother. She fought in custody court to be the main parent. They made a poor decision to give her the custody, but it was her job to protect Cherish. It was so many red flags with that dusty, nasty old man. Again, most of the blame goes to him. He chose to prey on this woman. He knew exactly what he was doing, and he doesn't deserve to have any life outside of prison. And I think he was trying to appeal. He was sentenced to death. Of course, he's never going to get out. And unfortunately, some of these sex offenders, he was a sex offender before this incident happened. Apparently, he was given a second chance, and that's why he was free. We have to understand that child predators, people like this man who plots, who their whole life is about looking for children, looking for victims, they don't deserve to have life outside of prison. And in my opinion, very extreme opinion, I feel like the people in North Korea should be set free, and child sexual predators should be the ones to go to North Korea to do hard labor. The people who deserve to have a good life, sometimes they don't get that opportunity. It's the people who are doing the worst things to children in this world, who are giving second chances, who are going under the radar, and people are not checking up on them. So I'm not going to go too hard on this mother, but it is her, it is her job as a mother to protect your children. And I hope that this story, always continue to be cycled over and over again online so people can learn. You have to stay vigilant with your children because they are children. They don't know what's going on. They're going to do what you say. They're going to trust you. So whoever you bring into your child's circle, that could make or break them. That could end their life. Being a parent is not a game. Play games with your children, but don't play games with your life.